Okay, so for my Ninilchik Swoncho by Caitlin Hunter, she, in her beginning instructions, it just says with smaller needle cast on the amount of stitches you need. She has two sizes for this pattern, and I don't feel like I'm giving away trade secrets. So a lot of the comments that are in Ravelry showed that, well, let's just talk about sizing. So in her pattern, and this is not like the actual pattern, this is just like the setup information. It tells you there's two sizes. Size 1 will fit extra small through medium. Size 2 will fit large through 3XL. Well, I am a 46-inch bust, so normally I would be in large or extra large. But the body circumference, which is this part down here, is 69 inches. That's a ton of ease. And the large was 83 inches, almost double. And I just did not want to knit that big of a shawl. I just didn't. Or a shawl, of a sweater, poncho. I just didn't want that much ease. So a lot of people in the comments didn't. So what a lot of them did is they cast on, which I did as well, they cast on for the larger size because the neck was the issue that they were having. And then at the first set of increases, they didn't follow the instructions for the increases for the size 1 or size 2. What they did was they went to the dimension or the number of stitches for size 1 after first increase. So I've already done the math and I've got that figured out, and I'm going to share that with everybody when that time comes. But I just wanted you to kind of know my thought process with that and the research that I had done from other people on Ravelry. So I did cast on, and this is the part I'm going to share because as you can see, it's a colorwork sweater. So there's tons of patterns and charts and all kinds of things in this pattern. So I have no problem sharing just this little bitty part because this, you'd still have to buy the pattern to knit this. This was not influence anyway, I'm not giving away trade secrets here. So size 2, you needed to cast on 120 stitches. Now I chose to do the tubular cast on. I don't know if you saw me, I was kind of pausing. I always watch a YouTube video and I watch circular tubular cast on for 1x1 rib done by Cushion of Joy. That's who I love. I think it's the easiest. So she casts on, like, so if I needed 120 stitches, you start with your provisional cast on with 60, and your setup row is where you add, that double to get your 120 stitches. So I'm going to link her video. I think she's awesome. I don't need to redo it. I watch it every time. But I am going to just bring you in on this last part. So this is just a scrap yarn. This is actually trying. I had it on my desk for my weekender still. Any little bits of scrap like this that aren't really, I can't do a project with that. I just keep a few, like a fingering, this is worsted, but it can be used for DK. I just keep a few on my desk so that when I have provisionals, I'm ready to roll. So, and I don't cut it like she did. I just leave it on so that I can use it again and again and again. So this is the fun part where you unzip the crochet provisional cast on. And that's what I'm doing now. It's really satisfying. Every once in a while, it'll get stuck only because the stitches that are staying kind of bunch up. So I just have to pull it and then it kind of alleviates that problem. Here we go. It's working great, which is what you love to see. Now this one, my main color, which I didn't know when I bought it, which is just fine. I mean, it's no big deal. It's a sparkle, which is truly a sprinkled fibers. Like that's a Lindsay thing to have sparkle yarn. And at first I was like, ooh, I don't know, but it's awesome. It's great to work with, so it's no big deal. Okay, now what I am going to watch, which is, again, not a big deal, but I just want to make sure that my first stitch isn't coming undone because I don't want to lose any of them. Now, sometimes what I will do if I feel like I'm getting caught or it's too much, I'll just like cut the yarn so it's not the whole thing. So if it gets stuck or, I don't know, you knit through it at some point when you were doing your, that first setup row, just cut it. It's not the end of the world. This one's actually turning out awesome, which is surprising because normally when I'm on a video of any sort, it never turns out like it's supposed to. Okay, I'm at the very end. I'm just gonna undo it. And then she had you do a knot at the beginning. I just take that out. Not that it really matters, but when I'm putting it through, when I'm pulling it through, the knot doesn't go through very well when I'm pulling this tail through the stitches. Because now all you do is pull and it'll go all the way through. And you have this satisfying, awesome little cast on. Now with a tubular, I don't know, it's hard to see, she'll do a better job on her video, but it's seamless. You can't really see where it begins and ends. And I really like that. And it's still stretchy to go over your neck. I really like this for hat brims, for necks, on sweaters. I just think it's a really polished finish. Now, okay, the pattern then says you work 1 by 1 ribbing for 8 rounds. Now with the tubular, although you work quite a few rounds, this really, I believe, only counts as 2 rounds. So I'm gonna work 6 more of the ribbing rounds.